trying to keep it, we're still seeing money held on her at $1.45.
Yeah, amazing to think that that support continues to flood in at that sort of quote. But as we've discussed on paper and what she's done so far since stepping up to 700 metres, it's clear that she's a good stayer and it meets this series at a very good time. Lena Jinx has got to be one that, I don't want to say disrespecting. We're not disrespecting her at all. She's wins a lot of races over there in Adelaide, but I think for what she's been up against compared to what Kenya Amy's been up against, the difference is quite stark. And Kat, you're on track. You've got the guru, Gerald Lanigan, by your side with Kenya Amy.
Sure do, boys. And Gerald, you must be absolutely thrilled with how this girl performed well up in a Sydney campaign, and she returns as one of the best stayers going around in Australia. That must feel good to have one like that in the kennel.
Yeah, no, she was super up there. David Smith did a great job with her. We were pretty confident with her before she went up, and she performed to expectations. So we're really happy with her.
She's always had stayer written all over her, and has it surprised you just how well she's taken to the keeper?
Not really. Matt was very confident that she would stay from day one. I probably wasn't quite so confident, but he was very confident, and he's done a great job with her. So, yeah, no, she's got everything really. I think she's pretty special.
Her form here in Victoria was great before she went up there, but she just really took that next step up in class. Second in the Association Cup, then ran a placing in the 7:15. To do that against the best stays in the country on the road away from home, it really adds a new element to her, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, she was very good up there. You know, she finally got to the 700 metres. She'd only had one 700 here before she went, which she won, and she's a 700 metre bitch.
And now we know she must be a good chance tonight because you've kicked Matt off the handling duties.
That's right. I think he kicked me into it, not off it.
But no, she's absolutely flying, so best of luck.
Thank you.
Gerald, the guru Lanigan with Kenya Amy, boys, and yeah, she certainly looks the one to beat and anchoring plenty of multis going into the last heat of the Sandown Cup.
100%, Kat. The support has been relentless, and as we touched on just before, that consistency she's been able to show since stepping up in distance has been really impressive. It's not easy to do, particularly in the fields that she has found herself in at Wentworth Park, and now she returns to Melbourne, back to her home kennel, and a track she's certainly familiar with to compete in one of the biggest staying races of the year. And Gretchen, this support for Kenya Amy has just been relentless since market opened on Tuesday.
Yeah, it has been, and especially all day today. The money for Kenya Amy, she's $1.65 at the moment, by far the worst way in our book, and the best backed runner on the card tonight. Kenya Amy, like we said, she's been racing against the best greyhounds in the country. She doesn't see them in this race here. She's $1.65 now, by far the best supported. No money for anything else in the race, and this is Heat 4 of the Sandown Cup. Kenya Amy, the best backed runner, Patch.
She shows a lot of promise as a stayer, and this series seems to come at exactly the right time for her. Lena Jinx is a danger from box 7. She's a star South Australian who's yet to put it all together away from home, but she gets her opportunity here. 4th heat of the Sandown Cup. The last 2 spots are up for grabs ahead of next Friday night's final. Of course, following this race will be the Group 1 Sapphire Crown, and following that, the Group 1 Harrison Dawson. This is Heat 4 of the Sandown Cup. Here's Dan.
Recent run, Lena Jinx has won 3 in a row at Angle Park, has won 9 of 19 in her career. $7 Mapunga Loaf is next best, and it won here over this trip 2 runs ago, 4th here last week. Getting set. 4th and final heat of the Sportsbet Sandown Cup. 6 runners already in. It's a cracking field as it is, but we've got 2 more spots to fill. They're set for the last heat, and they're away. And Kenya Amy jumped brilliantly from 2 and will lead early. Asana Bale crossing it though, and Asana Bale gets over to lead the way from Kenya Amy, and Mapunga Loaf is 3rd. On the inside was Pommel Boy. Coming deeper was Lena Jinx, starts to make ground. Pig Widgeon next, and they drop Misty Black and Donington Girl. Asana Bale is not waiting for them, out by 3, but Kenya Amy is closing in. There are half a dozen in front of Mapunga Loaf, who gets to 3rd. Trying to run on was Misty Black. Further back in the field then to Pommel Boy around the turn. Osana Bale tackled by Kenya Amy, who strolled to the lead. Kenya Amy took over. Osana Bale trying to hold second, but Kenya Amy too good. Osana Bale holds the second ahead of Mapunga Loaf, and Misty Black's made up a ton of ground to run fourth. Next in was Pommel Boy ahead of Pig Widgeon, and then came Lena Jinx, who was never really in it, and Donington Girl was always rearward. The gallop is 41 and 94. Number 2, Kenya
Gerald
Amy.
Lanigan, you big softy, you look like you're about to burst into tears.
Not really, just pretty proud of the effort. She's, she's pretty special, and she'll improve from that. She hasn't done a lot since she come back from Sydney. We knew she was probably a gallop short, so, she's pretty special, and I think we've got a huge future in front of her because she's only 27 months old, and to perform the way she is at that age is fantastic.
And to see her jump the way she did to settle in a much more prominent position, it must have been a pretty easy watch from there.
Yeah, it was. Like, she jumped really well in the 7.15 at the Gardens, but she just had a wide box, and being drawn in closer tonight was much better. She's gone really good. We're happy to qualify for a Group 1. That doesn't happen every day of the week, so yeah, she was very good.
You've got a long history in greyhound racing, of course. Matt's already won a few Group 1s, but this seems to have hit pretty close to home for you. It's pretty special, no doubt.
Well, yeah, it'd be lovely to win a Group 1 in Victoria. Matt's won one in Tasmania, of course, with Hobart 1000. He also won the Sale Cup, but it wasn't a city race, I guess you could say. But it'd be lovely to win a special race like the Sandown Cup. It's got huge history, and, I first come to this track in 1964, so, I've been coming here a long time, so, and I love the place.
How proud are you of Matt and what he's achieved?
Yeah, no, he works hard. He works very, very hard. I mean, I do a bit for him, but what I do wears me out, but he just keeps on going. Yeah. He does work very hard, and he's very talented at it, so I'm very proud of him.
Well, she's got a bright future, and she might kick it all off here next week in the Sandown Cup final.
We can only hope so. Thank you very much.
That was Gerald Lanigan. He's going to go back and enjoy the win with his son, Matt, and we don't see the Guru get emotional very often, boys, but you can just see how much that one meant to him.
Yeah, indeed. It would have been extremely emotional when Melbourne won the flag back in Perth in 2020, Gretchy, but she's performed as expected tonight, Kenya Amy. If anything, I thought she might go a bit quicker, but as we heard from the Guru, she hasn't done a lot since coming back from Sydney, and you'd expect improvement time-wise at least next week.
Yeah, I thought the same, and I thought she'd go a bit quicker, but after hearing Gerard speak, then he just said that she's been pretty fresh since she got back from Sydney. So, and you can tell how proud he is of the effort and from the Lanigan camp, and son Matthews won the Group 1 Hobart 1000 with Zipping Bruiser down there, and now making a Group 1 final at Sandown Park in the Sandown Cup with Kenya Amy. She was by far the best back runner of the night, our worst way in the book. She got the chockies for the punters, and it was a good run from Osana Bale there, who's run second. Jumped to the front and gave her a little bit of a scare. She took a while to get there, but she got there in the end and was extremely good, Kenya Amy. So one for the punters, and good to see her in another final, and she'll take on Val Policella again.
She's not out of place, is she? With those names that we will see headline that race next week, she's not out of place. Osana Bale, as you said, goes through as well. She showed speed early, took control of the race, but at some point in time, Kenya Amy had her on toast and was going to go by quite comfortably. But as I said, she'll meet Val Policella. She'll meet Unreal Speed. She's going to meet these guns, but from what we've seen from her, she's going to be up to the mark.
Yeah, she's definitely up to the task. She split Val Policella and Palabar King in the Association Cup. She was very unlucky against Val Policella in the 7.15. By no means, I don't think she would have beaten her that day, but she got pushed off the track a little bit after beginning well, and then had to fight her way up to third and finish third there. So her last couple of starts have been a second in the Group 1 Association Cup and a third in the world's richest staying event. And now she sees herself in another Group 1 final, and she's right in this. She probably is going to sit on the second line of betting, I'd suggest, behind Val Policella once the box draw gets completed. And we will have a Sandown Cup final market open for you after the box draw, which is going to happen after race 9.
Indeed it will. So the Sandown Cup field for 2024 is complete. It's made up of Unreal Speed, Sunnyside Joe, Val Policella, Irish Millie, Fast Minardi, Drill Sergeant, and then most recently with Kenya Amy and Osana Bale. So there it is. It's complete the field. As Gretchy said, Boxshaw will come up after race number 9. We might hang around while we get these scenes here. Young Noah Lanigan there getting stuck into the photos. And as we touched on Stacks last week, Gretchy, it's sort of a pass the baton over when it comes from a family involvement in greyhound racing, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can even see like the family environment and the atmosphere that happens down here on the greyhound track. And it's not, I know you just see one trainer